Hello everyone. Well, this is the first live that we've done back in Ibiza.
Sunny Ibiza.
Anyway, we just wanted to. It's a little bit late in the day because this program was on about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was called "The Truth About Obesity," and it was fascinating. It was a really, really amazing program. Some really good takeaways for everyone out there.
I think it was on BBC, so it might still be on the iPlayer, so do check it out. There was loads of useful information in there.
Really good. We thought that actually we were going to sit through it and rant the whole way. We ranted through bits of it, but some of it was really, really spot on. But like all these things, we wanted to make up our own minds about some of the things that we were actually ranting about. So we wanted to share some of the stuff that we've found out. So just some background about obesity. 1 in 4 people are now obese in the UK. 62% are overweight. It's tripled in the last 30 years. And actually it's more women than men that are obese. And it costs 48 billion a year in the UK to deal with health issues caused by obesity. So that's why the programme was on, because it's become a massive, massive problem. And James is going to talk to you about one of the things that we were actually... The whole thing is about responsibility. So James is going to talk to you about the genetic side of stuff that they brought up.
Yeah, so in the programme, we already know that there's like the FTO gene, which has a link to obesity, a link. And discovered a new gene, the MC4R. And mutations in these genes basically can mean that you're more likely to have an appetite and to feel less full when you do eat, and crave more fatty, sugary foods. However, that's only some mutations. These genes are only in 22% of the general population. It's only some mutations of them, so we're already down to less than 22%. And if you've got these, there are ways you can work with them. Even when people have these chronically, it still only accounts for like 6 to 8% of their severe obesity. So we're talking like percentages going down all the time. The kind of danger of this program was they kind of identified these genes, and then people were just going, oh, well, it's my genetics.
Yeah.
That's kind of passing the buck. And you know us, we're all about responsibility.
That's it.
So listen, we all have a genetic makeup, and we know from our DNA work that you can't change your genes. They're what you inherit from your wonderful parents, and you're kind of stuck with them. But you can make the best of them.
Stuck with the parents or the genes?
Both. But you can make the best of them, and you can work with them and adapt to get the goals you want. But it's important that you take ownership of the issue.
So that was one rant, wasn't it? Genetics. The other one...
Well, the interesting thing, I was going to say, so if we look at this thing of obesity rates trebling in 30 years, if we were to look back historically, diets were actually worse. If we look at like modern nutritional advice, if we look back at the diets of like the 40s, the 30s, and back, lots of carbohydrates, lots of saturated fats. The thing you didn't have in these diets was convenience.
I see where you're going there, because that was leading me on to the other part of the programme. I'm so sorry about our dog that's got a squeaky toy. She always has to get involved. So the other thing we were going to talk about was the fast food side of the programme. So they were basically really pushing the problem with obesity onto the amount of fast food joints that there are now in the UK. I think we researched there's like 57,000 outlets, fast food outlets now. And a majority of those, isn't it like 5 times more of those are in deprived areas. So there's a debate going on about the fact that we're not taking enough responsibility for the fact that in the more deprived areas, there's 5 times the amount of fast food outlets. However, if you look at that debate and you look at actually how much fast food costs and takeaways costs, and they're kind of saying, you know, we're pushing the deprived areas towards the fast food and making them have that for kind of price reasons, actually, we would say that it's actually even more expensive to have fast food and go for that option. So we just wanted to put our spin. We're not completely saying that there's no responsibility for these fast food outlets to not think about the fact that they're in more deprived areas, but using that as an excuse as the reason that more deprived areas might have a higher obesity level, we don't kind of buy into that. And we think that we should question
You have to be careful with it, but I would say that actually for most people, fast food isn't a price choice, it's a convenience choice.
Yes.
It's the marker. Like, I only really see fast food outlets when I'm at the airport, so when I do look in, I'm kind of surprised by how much your meal is. Like a meal for one now, I think it's between like £7 and £9.
Yeah.
Which you could eat such a healthy meal at home for like way less than that. So let's not delude ourselves. I think it's a danger that we say these outlets are there, they're cheaper. That's why people are using them,
and they're preying on the deprived areas. Everyone has responsibility and a choice.
Have a choice, and it is as easy to cook healthier, cheaper.
So those were our 2 points about the programme, but it was genuinely a really, really good programme. So watch it if you can catch up with it. And that's it, really.
Okay.
Okay.